Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. So for about 3 years ago, I planned to start a YouTube channel to talk about labor issues, mainly things that have to do with work, what goes on at work, expectation of you as an employee at work, expectations of you as an employer who is employing staff, small issues, the things that actually happen at work, our relationship with each other, the fights that we have, the disagreements. So I had planned to start this YouTube channel to talk about those issues. I did my research, did a whole plan of the things I was going to talk about, but I never shot a video. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, I keep telling myself, when am I starting? I didn't start. I never got myself to start. I bought a tripod, I bought the things that I needed. I thought I needed, to start the channel, but I never did. But just this week I sat and asked myself, if I just don't do something, it will still be that dream in the books, like the way I've outlined the whole program. I'm waiting to get a beautiful background because I watch a lot of podcasts from people and I see the way they do their setups, the video quality, how pretty it is. And I thought that, look, until I'm ready with all these things, I actually couldn't shoot and post. But I said, look, it wouldn't be the same. You can just shoot everywhere. Just start. Once I start, I know that it would continue. At least I would know I've started. Not that I never did it, but I had it written down. So this is me today doing my first video to introduce to you labor issues with Lois. Even though it's a channel that is going to talk about labor issues, we're not just going to talk about labor issues, but once in a while we get to discuss general things like the home, like being a mother, like marriage, and how it even affects our jobs, the support systems that we have to support us as mothers as we work, the things that we can do to help each other as parents, just to support ourselves, give ourselves that little break that we need once in a while, because every mother needs that little break once in a while to make time for themselves and also to just rest. So those are the things that we'll be talking about. And once in a while, I'll also probably introduce you to a few podcasts that I follow, a few channels on YouTube that I follow, listen to, and pick wisdom nuggets from there. We'll be sharing all those things too. And then we'll talk about general issues, and I'll also have a time where people can actually send, questions that they have, and then we'll discuss it. And maybe in the future I could get a few people to come and talk to us about some of the labor issues or some of the general things that we'll be talking about. So welcome. This is labor issues with Lois, and we'll be discussing everything work and home and parenting and mothering and growing up and life, general things that we'll be talking about. But our main focus will be on the labor issues. So our main reference will be the Labor Act of Ghana, the concepts, and then the regulations that are outlined there, the things we have to follow, what you should know as an employer, We might not go into everything that the Act outlines, but a few things that we might need, we'll talk about it, and what to expect as an employee, as an employer. We'll also talk about things that affect us at the workplace, like your attitude, your behaviors, our temperament, how they affect and influence our behaviors at the workplace, and all the things that affect us as workers in an organization. We'll also talk about mothering. We'll talk about remote work. We'll talk about taking a break and how the break affects us psychologically, and how sometimes we feel so exhausted. We feel, even when you take a break, sometimes you feel like you've been left behind, because you take a break for the kids and then you go back and everybody sort of has risen, and then there you are. It's like, this is me, but I'm so far behind. because you think that people have moved ahead. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to just relax, take a deep breath, reflect, and then start the work, because I think at the end of the day the main goal is to get to your destination and not necessarily how fast you get there. So as we go on this journey, we'll be talking about the difficulties we would have, the times we probably have to sit and rest, regain our energy, and then get up and walk back, asking for help when it's needed, praying. I am a Christian, so I talk about praying a lot. I talk about worshiping a lot, because those things have really helped me. So at what point am I taking a walk? At what point am I praying? At what point am I worshiping? At what point am I committing all the struggles into the Lord's hands? At what point am I saying, just be still, peace, be still, and I will be fine? We'll discuss all these things. So welcome to my channel. This is the first video. Finally, I can tell myself, oh yes, I did that video. And then as time goes on, we'll talk about other things. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please share with your friends. Let's subscribe. Let's join the conversation, and let's make this interesting for all of us. Thank you. See you next time.